You as a fan for the next week will hear me
Okay.
bloviate.
Situation. In this game last year, Michigan brought out Alex Orji. You guys hadn't really seen that up until that point, and you were not ready for it.
What?
And
That's
he busted
not
off.
true. That's
Yes,
not
he
true.
busted off 2 long runs.
He had 15 runs total in the season. That means we've seen that film.
Junk garbage time. He was in at the start of the third quarter.
But we've seen
that
it.
game.
But we've seen it.
Okay, sure, but you haven't seen meaningful minutes. So he came in. Garrison, if Michigan's playing Ohio State in the Big Ten Championship game, they're not running that play at week 12. Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Scarlet and Blue Show. It's been crazy over on my end. Since with moving, I'm in a different setting, and so we got to get the studio set up first. So bear with me on that, but glad to be back. Garrison, man, how we doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm a little tired, but I should be fine. It's a beautiful day here, man. Michigan's 80 degrees out. Wasn't fun working in there. Got a little pain on me, but it's okay. Let's have a good day.
Attaboy.
Let's have a good
Shout out
day.
Garrison. Help me move. Real friends do that.
Hey, man.
I wouldn't do that, but now that you did that for me, I have to do it for you. And here we are.
Oh, by the way, everyone, don't volunteer yourself on a whim with no time frame, because then friends like Bryce will give you a call at the most inopportune moment, but you still show up. You still show
Well, you
up.
volunteered. I want to make that clear.
volunteer.
You volunteered. Don't put that on me. I didn't ask.
You didn't. You
You
didn't.
He's a good friend, guys. I don't care what you say on the internet. Even though he's a Buckeye, he's a good egg. All right, well, Garrison's done an awesome job tracking things and giving us a rundown of things. He's been all over it. And so we got some things to talk about. Plus, we missed last week.
Yeah.
Garrison, you want to start with the Underwood?
Let's start, man. So Bryce Underwood, Belleville quarterback, out of Belleville High School, number one player in the state of Michigan, number one player in the nation in the 2025 class. He was on Crane and Co. And in there, I can't remember his name. Who's the quarterback, Bryce? He's a no-name.
David Cone.
David Cone, thank you. And he asked him why he chose LSU over you guys. It's hilarious that, he answers it. He says, at Michigan you got, and he gives that awkward look. And it's just, I understand why some of your fan base is really upset with that up in arms. But shout out to Phil, Maze Madman. He said it. He said,
Phil,
in reality, you can't blame him for saying it. Now, yeah, it may suck that he's kind of like punching down. I don't want to say punching down. He's kind of opening some old wounds, as Phil said. But he ain't lying. You're talking about 2 first-round quarterbacks. Bryce, can you name the 2 first-round quarterbacks in your guys' school's history?
The first-round quarterbacks?
There's 2.
It'd be Harbaugh and McCarthy.
And what's the gap between that in terms of years?
At least 3 years.
Excuse me?
At least 3 years.
With a 0 on the end? 30? So
I said at least 3. Am I wrong, Garrison? Am I wrong? Okay. I'm not wrong.
Okay. And so it blew out. I mean, I saw
you went viral.
Yeah, and shout out to Crane and Co for reposting. I thought that was really cool.
That probably helped.
Great show. You guys should check it out if you don't. But it was what are your thoughts on that, Bryce? What are your thoughts? Because in the reality of things, I tell people, I told one person on X, like, hey, like, I can name you the litany of quarterbacks during college. This is an NFL conversation. This is only college. Jamarcus Russell in college was a damn good quarterback. Great quarterback, actually.
He was. As much hate as he gets.
Yes, because he was probably the biggest bust in NFL history. But outside of that, since then, they've had a lot of quarterbacks. You're talking about Joe Burrow. You're talking about Jaden Daniels. So, yeah, why not? I mean, it's not, and plus, we're not talking. It's not as though in recent years Michigan has been having a litany of 5-star quarterbacks come there. So,
yeah, I mean, so I think it's a weird thing for him to say. I don't know. I didn't listen to
He was asked.
So he was asked, and he was also on with a Michigan player. So I don't know what jabs were being made. I'm sure there was some playful banter, but the fact is, he did say that, and it is a jab, especially from a Michigan kid who's Harbaugh was recruited him for a long, long time.
How, I mean, how far away is that is Belleville from Ann Arbor?
I don't know the distance, but I think it's pretty close.
Yeah,
East side of
pretty
the state.
close.
But two things. One, JJ McCarthy just went number 10. Number nine? Number 10? What do you number
10.
nine? Oh, he did go 10. Yeah, that's right. He just went number 10. So like that happened. And so there's that here too. Also, LSU take out Joe Burrow, and I guess you said Jamarcus Russell. Who were the other quarterbacks they've had?
The guy that just won the Heisman.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, okay. I realized when I asked that that's a dumb question. Okay. Take out. So you have the three, but it's not like Ohio State. It's not like Alabama. It's not like some of
No,
these other schools that have put up
no,
crazy numbers, right?
no,
I'm looking
but
up right now.
two Heisman winning quarterbacks in four,
Yeah,
four,
it's
five.
impressive. I don't want to poo poo on LSU, but it's not like I get it because he went to an offense that just produced the Heisman Trophy winner. I can get that. But if he's talking about the context of his comments, or the context of like of history, of recent history. So yes, take out the last couple of
He didn't
years,
say recent
sure.
history. He said history.
I know, but like, let me if I read off other names. Obviously, Joe Burrow,
Okay.
Danny Etling, Brandon Harris, Anthony Jennings, Zach Bettenberg, who he did go to the NFL, so shout
Mm-hmm.
out to him. Jordan Jefferson. Those are some of the more recent starting quarterbacks. So whatever. I'm not trying to poo poo and rag on LSU, but it's not. I'll give you guys credit. It's not like it's Ohio State. It's not like it's Alabama. Who else has produced good quarterbacks?
Well, okay. So
USC.
let me say this real quick. I said this to someone, and this is going to be a jab.
Great.
Your program is someone who praises and heralds uh, Denard Robinson. Denard Robinson was a great runner. He, but he's arguably in your top five quarterbacks of all time. Whereas he wouldn't break the top 10 for a lot of programs. So, I mean, what, Chad Henne, uh, Shea Patterson, like the same way you listed for LSU, you can do the same for the University of Michigan, but the difference is they have they have guys who do they let their quarterbacks play quarterback, and yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't want to. No, go ahead, Bryce. Go ahead.
Michigan's recent history. So I remember the stat pretty vividly when Rich Rod came.
Mm-hmm.
Rich Rod's first year started Nick Sheridan and Stephen Threet, Heisman
I
finalists, if you don't
forgot about
remember.
it.
Now, that draft after that '08 season was the first draft in a long time. I don't remember the exact dates that a Michigan quarterback wasn't drafted.
Okay.
So let's look at the context as well. You had if you go Stephen Threet, Nick Sheridan, then you go Tate Fortier, then you go Denard, and Denard did technically get drafted just as a running back. And it says Denard would have been 14. Then you go Devin Gardner, and then you go oh yeah, then you go Jake Rudock. You got drafted. I think you did get drafted. You got drafted. You played for the Lions for a while, and then who am I? And then you got like the Wilson Spade, Shea Patterson recent history.
Yeah.
So Michigan has had success at quarterback, but again, it's not been this like
What? No.
shining thing.
What? No, that's not success. Wait.
Well, quarterback drafted every season leading up until the
I
2008 season. It's not bad. It's
okay.
not
All right.
great. It's not great.
All
It's
right.
not bad.
Let's not talk about NFL things. Just college. Kids coming out of high school, their first start is not go to University of Michigan to get developed as a quarterback. You're talking about a
That's true.
place
That
where
is true.
your touchdown record for your passing touchdown record is still 26. In today's college game, that's insane.
Yeah, but
That's insane.
if we got let's say Lincoln Riley came to Michigan. If he
JJ
came to
played 15
Michigan,
games and couldn't get that.
yeah, but I'm saying if Lincoln Riley or someone with that type of offense came to Michigan, then you're going to get top. quarterback creating talent. Michigan, and I think Sharon Moore's going to do the same. It's a running offense. And
Mhm.
that's the result. And that kind of stinks, not going to lie. Like, it'd be great to get the Caleb Williams type talent, but you're just not. So, dude, when Bryce Underwood didn't commit, it sucked because he was recruited since he was in eighth grade by Harbaugh.
And it's the third
And
5-star to come out of that area in 2 years.
yeah, CJ Carr wanted to do his own thing. And then who's the other one we missed on?
Kid at
Who am
Oregon.
I missing?
The kid at Oregon that went
Oh
to
yeah,
UCLA.
Dante Moore.
Not
I don't
tomorrow.
know what his story. We've talked about him on the show enough. I don't know what his story was, but I mean, LSU. You just won a Heisman. I get it. If you would have went to, I don't know, Utah, I'd be like, really? But it
Yeah.
is what it is, man. It sucks. You can't lose hometown kids. It's not like Michigan's that talent rich of a state, so you got to get everyone you can. But when the stud quarterback doesn't go to Michigan,
Yeah.
I guess you get it. Sucks, but you get it.
Another fun fact: JJ was also the first um, skill position player on offense drafted since in the first round since.
Was it Braylon? We've had a bit of a dry spell, my friend.
A bit.
But what about our defensive side, Garrison?
That's not the conversation.
All right, yeah, of course it's not.
But while we're here, because I know you didn't get a chance to, we're talking. Speaking of Braylon at the wide receiver position, so I listened to a little about I listened to most of it. Sharon Moore's press conference, or I guess you can call it a press conference. There was a lot of noise in the background from people talking, but he talked about a few things. We can start with a Marion Walker transferring back. So I want to bring up a few things for you to respond to.
Yes.
He said that he's a
It's a very
great
heavy Michigan show here. I like this.
for right now. He's he said that he's a great playmaker. How? Where? Proof? History? Huh?
What are you talking? You're criticizing him for hyping up his guy during the spring practices?
I'm asking you. Okay, you can't listen.
This
You
is
know this
clickbait,
here. This is
folks.
another
This is
conversation.
clickbait.
No, this is another conversation that we have. I think this might be the third or fourth time we've had this conversation. We can make it short because we can get to the next thing. So there's more important things. I just couldn't help myself.
Oh boy.
You coaches got to stop lying. Y'all got to
What
stop
else do we
lying.
lie about?
Remember back when he when Harbaugh talked about JJ, and I would just be like, dude, stop, just stop. Like saying he should be the first quarterback taken, stop. But or he's the best quarterback in the draft, stop. But you can't
Clip
listen.
it.
Amarion Walker. I'll be quick here, Bryce, for you because I want your response to this. He moved from wide receiver to corner because there were questions about his hands. He wasn't breaking the wide receiver lineup. He turns into a corner. He gets shredded by Nick O'Leary. Then transfers to then never plays corner because he can't play corner. Goes to Ole Miss.
Nick O'Leary,
Doesn't
Peyton O'Leary,
pay. Oh, okay, whatever.
Cooper Cup.
So, sorry, Peyton. And then he goes to Ole Miss. Doesn't play. Really, just doesn't play. And then he comes back as a wide receiver. And you call him a great playmaker. I need to know in what facet has he ever been named, called, or shown he's a great playmaker? That's my only question.
I wish I could answer that. I'm not at practice, my friend. Just wait. Just wait. Let's write this down and we get close to the season and we talk about breakout players to watch. And his name
Mm-hmm.
comes up in camp and he shows out at receiver. Just clip this. May 31st.
Okay.
You said these words.
Yeah, I don't think
The kid's clearly athletic. He's talented.
He's a
and
freak. He's a freak.
he,
But just because you're a
just
freak athlete doesn't make you a football player.
So what do you want to see? You want to see clips from camp? Like you guys want to go goo over Jeremiah Smith every time he catches a ball, even though he might not actually catch it?
Now I mean if you want
What
to
do you want
compare
to see?
if you want to compare a junior to a freshman, please be my guest. But what I want to see
Oh, okay. I
is
picked Carnell Tate.
he's not Cardinal.
No, not Carnell Tate. Brandon Inniss, because Brandon Inniss didn't really play last year.
Brandon Ennis
So
has one. Brandon Ennis has something that he's never been close to. You know what that is? A touchdown.
Oh, against who? Northern Illinois?
More than what you can say about a Marion Walker.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now you're picking and choosing here. But
And
that's
you're
just my
talking,
point, is that let's wait till we see.
I don't think comparing Brandon Ennis, who's being called one of the best players to come out of South Florida, to a Marion Walker is fair. I think it's disrespectful.
How can you say that? How can your coaches just say that? What have we seen that shows he's the best player coming out of South Florida?
No,
How
that's
can you
been
say
said.
that?
No, Bryce, that's been said by coaches in South Florida in high school and by people on 247. They have said Brandon Ennis is one of the best football players to come out
I
of South
thought
Florida.
Jeremiah Smith was the best player to come out of South Florida.
Bryce, did I say the best or one of the best? I said one
Oh,
of.
okay.
Okay.
So those two, 1 and 2, right there.
Jeremiah Smith is the best thing since sliced bread.
Oh
But
my gosh, the guy has put on the jersey one time, and you guys are
hey,
just
hey, hey.
all right. What else you got?
So
Our lives are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
he didn't. He said that they asked him about the quarterback situation, and this is. I just want to know your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
They asked about the quarterback situation. He said that they're all competing, but he said he didn't want to take. He's not taking any questions about the quarterbacks. Why do you think that is? And I'm not asking for you. I'm curious. So what you think?
No, I think there's an actual quarterback battle. I saw reports of Jack Tuttle,
He's healthy.
Alex Orji. He's healthy. I think Alex Orji is a unique weapon, but until he shows he can throw the ball, I think you can. I don't want to say easily scheme against him, but I think there's a game plan against him. So if you give that away, so I think there's a genuine quarterback battle going on right now. And again, it's May 31st when we're recording
Mm-hmm.
this. There's a lot that is going to happen between now and then. But he's doing the hardball. Keep the cards close to the chest. Learn from the best. I'm excited, man. I mean, we're going to talk about this ad nauseum as we get closer to the season, but like I
For
think this
sure.
quarterback battle is going to be so fun because it's not just between one person, not between two people. It's like whether it's a bad thing or not, it's between I think three, maybe four guys, and
Now
that not
let me be
great,
a
but
Buckeye fan. Let me be a Buckeye fan, as I always am for a
please,
second here. Is there a chance that maybe they don't have a quarterback because that quarterback room is that ass?
no, I have to stick to my take. I love our quarterback room.
With new information, you can change your mind. So I will remember you saying this. I will
That's
remind
right.
myself
That's right.
when I'm editing this. I'll remind myself to clip this for my own personal use. But
Yes. Yes. Please.
no, that was just some of the things I had to ask you about. I do know he also talked about the DB unit. He said that there's a lot of healthy competition there. He did say that with the new guys, and I think watching how that DB unit for you guys turns out, but well, mostly at corner. I won't say DB. I think we know who the safeties are going to be mostly, but I'm very interested to see who's on the other side of Will Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Um I'm very
We got transfers,
curious.
man. Hey, what do you think about the Jaden Mangum coming to Michigan? All big. Did we? I don't think we talked about this yet, but an all Big Ten defensive back
He
going
was
to
all
the
big. What year was
hated
he all Big
rivals.
Ten?
Yeah, wasn't he like third team all Big Ten this last year?
All right.
Second, it might have been second team.
He wasn't. Okay,
Let's look.
I know for a fact that he wasn't. There's no way he was second team.
I thought I saw that.
This is
You
what
tell me your thoughts, and then
I think it's hilarious that Michigan fans need cold showers over a player who is part of a
good
unit
take.
they've been crapping on for the last 3 years. I have never seen a Michigan fan say one word about Jaden Mink. Not one. Not one for the last 3 years until he committed or when he decommitted.
Well, honorable mention last year.
Oh, that's
Okay.
cute. That's cute. So I think it's hilarious. We have spent at nauseum, Bryce. But the show is less than a year old now. but we've had conversations about Michigan State secondary. Every member of it, every member.
Garrison,
And
I watched the highlight. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I say what I have to say.
I watched the highlights from that game this year just because who doesn't want to watch 49-0 beatdown? Jaden got beat a lot. And I do think Roman Wilson's awesome, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see where if he shows
I
up.
just can't. I just don't understand why you, not you, Bryce, because I don't understand why the large portion of your fan base is just gawking over this, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, he's part of that secondary.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a good player. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not like so we lost Samaj Bridgman and he went to Michigan State. So there's a trade there. I think we definitely got the better end of the trade.
I don't know
Look at
about
that
that.
way.
What Samaj was a freshman, right?
Yeah.
Or yeah, no, I'll take the freshman over the junior who's been part of a terrible secondary for the last few years. I'm not.
Yeah, but to the same extent, the secondary is terrible. It's a unit. You can get if one person doesn't. I mean, this one person doesn't do their job, another person can look bad. So I think he's a good player, man. I think it's worth getting excited about. If you're Michigan fans, that's worth getting excited about. And then it's only sweeter that he's part of the rivalry.
I don't want
I think
any
if you
DB out here getting beat by Michigan wide receivers consistently.
Denzel Burke got torched by Roman last year.
Not all game.
Gave up a touchdown.
To get,
Gave up, I think, another completion.
I don't really blame that touchdown on him. I mean, he was that was great coverage, but a great football will always beat great coverage. And I don't even think that was a great ball. So
No,
no,
it was just right on the dot, right between two defenders. But yeah,
we had a freshman make a stupid mistake, but
Burke
no,
should have been there.
I don't know, Jay and me, congrats,
Right. We'll see.
Congrats, you got a kid who's been part of the worst secondary in the last 3 years. Woohoo!
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the family, kid.
Some of us,
it's good to
you
have
guys get Jaden Mangums. We get Caleb Downses. That's what we do.
Yeah, last time I saw him play, he got torched. So
he also in the second half made three critical tackles on three consecutive third downs on three consecutive drives.
Good pull. That's good. Hats off. I told you, man, I like Downs. I said that after the game, after the Rose Bowl. I really like him. And then sure enough, he has to go to enemy territory. All right, what else we got?
I'm pretty sure you have the list up right now. I do. Well, let's take a moment here and take a break. I want to address something about Ryan Day.
Oh, yay.
So I posted a question on X, Twitter, whatever you prefer to call it. It's 2024. But ironically, there's been I haven't seen anyone. I think one Michigan fan has said something on here, Bryce. And I'm very curious to your answer on this. Okay, so let me go ahead and ask you this question. I hear a lot of people say they don't think Ryan Day is a great head coach. Okay, and that he and that Ohio State has been broken, as you have said. Ryan Day has been broken. And
Soft.
sure, call him that. Call him that if you want right now. Because I'm getting to a point because it's a trap. It's a trap, and Michigan fans can't escape it. And that's why I think they haven't said anything on it.
True.
So, right. Jim Harbaugh was 0-5 before Ryan Day took over the head coaching position at the Ohio State University. I never heard anyone call him soft. Never heard anyone say he was a broken player. Never. I mean, we couldn't really call your program broken because it had been for the last 15 years prior. So
not 15, 6, but go ahead.
I think you guys have been broken.
2008. I
think you guys have been broken since Jim Tressel stepped foot on in Columbus. But and then he went 0-6 because he lost to Ryan Day, who was overall 1-3. So my question is, with you guys having a new coach now in Sharon Moore, um, who's the set? Huh. Do you think Ryan Day can? Do you think if he wins this year, it will take away everything that happened? Everything that happened.
The national championship or beat Michigan?
Let's say beat Michigan and let's say get to a natty. Let's say get to a
I think
natty.
he's got to. I think he's got to get to a natty. No, 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 no. I don't know why I'm changing this. I think he's got to. He's got to win it. He's got to win it all. You got the team, you got the talent, you got missing pieces, but there's time to fill those. And I think he's done everything he needs to do to fill those. And you got a weak schedule at the beginning, just like Michigan did last year. You got opportunity to get your quarterbacks going, and then you hit the gauntlet, and you should be able to win a national championship this year. Anything less, I think, is going to be disappointing.
Do you think Ryan Day? All right, now let's just make this about you guys. Do you think Ryan? I mean, he's not a 0-6 coach like Jim Harbaugh was. He's 1-3. So, with that being known, do you think like winning against Michigan would be a breakthrough this year? Yes or no?
Would beating Michigan be a breakthrough
For him?
I don't know if I'd use the word breakthrough.
Because the only reason I asked is because a lot of people have been saying he has a breakthrough the Michigan problem. And I finally found it. This was the end of my question. What is your reason that Day can't break through, even though he's already beaten Michigan in the same way Harbaugh did against a new head coach? And that's how I feel about Sharon Moore coming in, and why a bunch of Michigan fans think that Sharon Moore is just going to outright. And I don't care about what happened last year. The interim coach, Jim, was there all week. So with that being known, my thing is, why is it that Michigan fans don't have the same consistency? Let's say that.
Yeah, okay. So we talked about this a lot, but what Jim Harbaugh took over is different than what Ryan Day took over. So that you have to look at it that perspective. Can you agree on that?
Yeah, but that's 5 years apart from the time Ryan Day was the head coach. That's five.
Yeah, no, I know, but you're comparing Harbaugh start of his tenure to the start of
I'm not.
Day's
No, I'm
tenure.
not. No, that's not what I'm doing.
Okay, sounded like you did. All right, if you're not doing that, fine. So
no.
take that out. So, but if you want to compare Sharon Moore's taking over a national championship program, and we what was my thing? I said if I could sit here and say Ryan Day was born on third, Sharon Moore was born on second. Sharon Moore did not start on. I guess how would that work? Start at bat. Start on first.
I don't agree. Well, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. The team that Ryan Day took over was the year before Ryan Day was the head coach. Ohio State had its worst defense in school history. I don't know.
Yeah, you make that sound like you're the sisters of the poor out there. Like it's still Ohio State's defense.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. At the end of the day, it was still one. I've seen great programs still have bad side of the ball, so that's not a new thing. But what I do know is
bad
that
by your standards, yes, but not a bad defense.
Ryan Day didn't take over. Ryan Day didn't take over a national championship winning team. He did not. He did not.
Yeah, he did. Let's see.
He took over a team that got sandblasted by Iowa.
Yeah, no, but they won the Rose Bowl that year, right? Wasn't that his last against Washington?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's not act like he took over an Illinois, 5-7 Illinois team. Like that guy took over a program that averaged 11.2 wins.
Neither did Harbaugh.
Yes, the average, I think it was 6.5 wins, 7 wins a season.
You still
if you go back and look at Hoax,
you still had top 3 talent in the conference.
In the conference. Okay, you guys had top talent in the conference. Top average. I think. Average was like top 5.
Hold up, we're getting away from the original question. We're getting away from the original question. My question is the same way that Jim Harbaugh broke through against a new head coach. Why do a lot of Michigan fans, or even when you don't think this, but why do you think a lot of Michigan fans think that somehow Ryan Day's not going to do that against Sharon Moore?
Yeah, I don't think I'd use the word breakthrough. I think he's expected to beat Michigan this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think in
Well, not the Michigan
2015.
fans, not the Michigan fans.
No, I mean, yeah. We think we're. I think we can win. I think we will win. But I think the
You don't think you
majority of
will.
people
You
would
don't think
say
that. You don't think that.
until he beats us
He
without
has. He
Urban Meyer's team.
has. That's or
He
that.
had
Yes.
Urban Meyer's fingerprints all over that team, that program, the mentality.
Yes.
Garrison, here's the
Yes.
problem with Ryan
The
Day is that
program. The
Ryan
program that got
Day.
the program that got
Here's
his
the
ass
thing.
kicked by Purdue. That's the program that Ryan Day took over.
Stop.
That's what happened.
Urban
31 to
Meyer,
0 to
for
Clemson.
some reason
31 to 0.
dropped duds. For some reason, he dropped duds to these bad teams. But
And
guess
Ryan
what?
Day
He
don't do
never
that.
lost
Ryan
to
Day don't do that.
Michigan. Yeah, but you know what he does do? He
Those are
loses
the
to
same
Michigan.
Teams. Stop it. These are the last
2016
three.
team was awesome. 2018 team was awesome. 2019
These
team was
these
awesome.
last three
Are they the
teams are
2023 national championship teams? No.
these last
I
three
just
teams you've had are all top 6, maybe 5 teams your program has ever had. Those are not the teams that Urban Meyer faced.
recent history.
Not by a damn sight. So I don't.
Yeah, but you know what though, Garrison, if Urban Meyer was coaching last year in November at the Big House and he just scored after running the ball, you know what he would do the next drive? He would keep running the ball. What did Ryan Day do? He gave the score and he went 3 and out after that.
What
That's
I know
the
is
difference.
that we were down by 6 points in Ann Arbor. 6 points in Ann Arbor. And you know what, Ryan? And here's the truth of the matter, Bryce. If Urban Meyer was the coach, he wouldn't know what to do with Kyle McCord. You know why? Because I don't want to do this. When Urban Meyer,
he would have kept Quinn Ewers probably.
No, he wouldn't have. No, he wouldn't have. When Urban Meyer gets into a shell, you know what he does? QB power, QB power, QB power, and he does it.
That probably would have worked. That would have worked.
No, it would have. Kenneth Grant would have ate Kyle McCord up and Devin. Not
You
Devin,
you just ran the ball down our throats the drive prior.
That's one drive, Bryce. That's one drive. That's
one drive where you averaged 7 yards a pop. You Michiganed us.
That's one drive. Hey, Bryce, just because I do something right once doesn't mean I can do it again.
You didn't do it just once. You didn't do it once. I think you ran the ball 7 or 8 times on that.
No, I'm talking about on one drive. One drive.
He didn't go back to it. It's crazy. He did the same thing in 22.
I don't think it would have worked.
Maybe not. Maybe not. But I think a lot of Buckeye fans are upset he didn't at least try. You have Travion Henderson back there. What?
The last time I saw Ryan, but okay, hold on. I don't want you to do things to your detriment. We were not a run-first team last year. It worked on that drive. You know why? You guys didn't expect it. You didn't expect it.
That's you just answered that. You were not a run-first team.
No, we haven't been since
Urban Meyer.
Since 2019.
You guys are not run first team. Oh, yeah, Justin Fields would run the ball.
We ran the ball was 200 times more than we passed it.
I think Ryan Day has to prove it. I don't think I'd use the word breakthrough. But I think he does have to prove. If you lose against Michigan in Columbus this year, you shouldn't be allowed back in the locker room after the game.
No, because that the problem with that is that we don't know how say if that was your one loss, you go into that game 11-0 and you lose that game, you're going to the Big Ten championship.
Well, I mean, if Michigan is 11-0, what do you mean? You're saying if you're
if Ohio State finishes 11-1, they're going to the Big Ten championship, and then they're going to the playoff. You're not going to fire your coach before a 12-team playoff. Even if you go 10-2. You're not firing him before.
Oh yeah, no. I know. I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, I'm not. Of course, he's not actually gonna get fired. I'm just saying, like, he deserves a lot of criticism now. But this goes into what we talked about before, and we got a couple minutes left here. But I saw you talking about this on Twitter. I've tried to follow along best I could.
Mm-hmm.
But does the game matter?
Oh, I think it matters every single time.
Do you think it matters as much as it did?
So, and this was my reasoning behind it. The game is the game. We both agree on that, right?
Well, I think that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I know. So
I think it changes. I think it changes.
No. Just follow me. The game is the game, right? There's something to lose.
I don't know how to follow you. I don't know where we're going.
No, Bryce. The game, like the game, Ohio State, Michigan. There's something to. It's always
Okay,
gonna
help me
be.
understand.
It's always
Help
gonna
me
be a
understand.
big game, right? It's gonna be a big game, right? No matter what.
If Michigan plays
Ohio
Ohio
State, Bryce,
State,
in
the
week
last game
12,
of the
it's a big
year,
game, right?
yes, but then what happens if they automatically are going to play again in week 12?
Okay, let me finish. Okay, now let me keep
All right.
going.
Finish.
In the game in week 12, there's something to lose, whether that be pride or anything on top of that. Let's say you play next week.
Yes.
Let's say you play next week. There's something to lose. The Big Ten
Yes.
championship. Now let's go further. Let's say you go in the playoff. There's something to lose. Let's say you meet in the championship. There's something to lose. No
Yeah.
matter what, when Ohio State and Michigan touch the field, there's going to be something to lose. And it's not even, forget pride, forget the rivalry. There's something to lose. And that's why no matter what, when those two touch the field, it's going to matter.
Of course, it's going to matter.
And I
But
think,
is it going
and
to
I think
matter as
Michigan
much as it
fans,
did this last year?
I don't see, or the reason I hate that narrative is because I think it's soft. I think it's weak. And I think you guys say that because you want this last season to be the last time it actually matters because now multiple teams can play each other.
Well, I think others are saying that too. I don't think it's just Michigan fans saying that.
I think that's soft.
Oh, no.
I think that if you believe you playing your rival multiple times in a season when there's something to lose. I think that's my biggest point. There's something to lose. And if I have something to lose,
yes, there is. Yep.
And if I have something to lose, Bryce Sack, it means something to me. So
Yeah.
I don't understand how it can diminish the rivalry at all.
No, yeah, it's not just any old game after that. But it's not what it once was. It's not the last 3 years. That game determines who's going to Indianapolis.
I don't.
That game mix it. That has nothing to do with the rivalry. That's just the reality that's last 3 years. Those are the two top programs in the conference.
That's
That game
3
dictates
years.
it.
That's
And
3
then
years.
and
That's only
then you
3 years.
add on the history of the rivalry on top of that. So yes, you already have that. That's always going to be there. But for the last 3 years, and even beyond that, because even was it 2018 or 19 when Michigan had, I think, one conference loss. If they would have won, if they would have beat you guys, if we would have beat you guys, we would have gone to Indy. So the fact is that the last, I don't know, 4, 5 of the last, I don't know, 10 years or something, let's say, that game has determined who is going to go on to the championship. And that's all without even saying, oh, this is the greatest rivalry in college sports, if not sports. So that's my point, is that this changes now.
It doesn't change anything for me because this is what I know for a fact. The Big Ten championship game, if it's Ohio State and Michigan, is going to have more viewership than the game week prior. Ohio State and Michigan in the playoff will have more viewers than both those games.
Time out. Okay, so question then. So if, let's say, both teams are 11-0 going into the game, and they know they're going to play a week after, are you showing everything in that game?
Yes.
No.
Absolutely.
No, you're not.
Yes.
No, you're not.
No, you asked me if I would. You asked me if I would. You asked me if I think the coaches will?
If the coaches, the coaches.
No,
that's the point. That's what we're saying is that you are going to hold things off. The game changes.
That has nothing to do. That has how you call a game has nothing to do. Because Bryce, I promise you this: if it comes down to it, and that game's going down to the wire, both those coaches will bring out all stops. They will bring everything out to win that game. Because the truth of the matter is, if you lose that game, you as a fan for the next week will hear me bloviate.
Situation. In this game last year, Michigan brought out Alex Orji. You guys hadn't really seen that up until that point, and you were not ready for it.
What?
And he busted off. He busted off 2 long runs.
He had 15 runs total in the season. That means we've seen that film.
Junk garbage time. He was in at the start of the third quarter.
But we've seen it. Game. But we've seen it.
Okay, sure, but you haven't seen meaningful minutes. So he came in. Garrison, if Michigan's playing Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game, they're not running that play at week 12. They're not.
No,
they're going to hold on to that one until it really matters.
Huh? Bryce, stop. Bryce, they ran that same play almost every game against anybody, against everyone. So
in junk garbage time, not in the third quarter of it. What was a 6-point ball game at that time? All right, we're almost done here. You sound off.
Wait. Are we not? I thought we were doing an hour.
Okay, 40 minutes, my friend. I got to go pick up dinner.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, go ahead.
I know. Everyone sound off. This is great. Maybe we should record again another time, but it's good to be back. A little more normality here. It's only June. I love you. You ready to help dig a ditch?
No, I'm busy.
Go blue.
OH.